Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I wanted to recap my 24 GPU mining rig. This thing took me, I would say, about 4 to 6 hours to build. At the same time, I was filming it as well, but I did run into a few issues of getting this all set up. And let me tell you, it was not easy, okay? It was not easy trying to, I guess, in a way, manipulate this GPUrisers.com Omega mining frame, which is meant for 12 GPUs, like 12 big graphics cards. But when I reviewed this mining frame, I did this to myself. I thought of trying to do 24 RTX A2000s because of the spacing and the size of the GPUs. I could essentially do another 12 on this side, and lo and behold, we did it. We did it. But I put in blood, sweat, and tears in making this thing. It is working great, okay, but we did run into a few issues, but I want to talk about that with you all in this video. But before I do that, this video is sponsored by Watom.io. Watom is a complete Bitcoin mining solutions provider and the largest distributor of Bitcoin mining equipment in the United States. Watom has got all your mining needs covered by offering everything from the latest ASIC miners to mobile mining containers and power transformers, as well as complete hosting services and full facility buildouts. Their team of over 100 mining experts has got you covered by offering exceptional customer service. They also offer installment payment plans, which makes getting into Bitcoin mining or scaling your existing mining operations that much easier. Link down below to watom.io/RPM. Okay guys, so there's a few disclaimers I wanted to get outright first before explaining just this whole build. It's just utterly amazing how I was able to get this going. But first off, for those wondering how I was able to get, these 24 A2000s on here, is that, GPUrisers.com initially comes with the 2 bars for this Omega mining frame, right? Very modular. But the thing is, there's another 2 bars here that I had to take from another Omega mining frame, which I had in another Omega box here. Those wondering and may want to do something like this themselves, you'll have to buy 2 Omega frames in order to grab the other 2 bars, so that you can do 4 bars and you can do 12 GPUs on one side and 12 GPUs on this side. And then you have to be mindful of the size of the GPUs, okay? I think the way I did it, the A2000s are really the only GPUs you could probably do on doing 24, right? Between here and here. If you did, like, I don't know, GTX 1060s or, I don't know, RX 580s, 3070s, they would hit each other. It would not work. You could not do 24 of those on this mining frame. Though, and I don't really recommend anyone doing that, is if you wanted to drill in your own holes right here and here, like and there to offset it, so that you could do longer GPUs that they would be offset, of each other, so that they would be longer in a sense, right? But then you'll run into, I would say, a lot of cable management issues like I did, okay? It was really not easy trying to get inside of getting all the USB cables, all the PCIe cables down into, all the way down to the 2 HP server PSUs that I'm using, 2 1500 watts with 2 ZSX Amp Edition boards from Parallel Miner. And then to top it all off, right, it's not really like a normal way to do 2 motherboards on this Omega mining frame, because there are motherboard standoffs in which you're supposed to have a singular ATX motherboard. But I made it work. I simply put cardboard underneath the motherboards so that they wouldn't get any, they wouldn't surge on metal to metal here. And yeah, just this non-conductive. I've done this with many mining frames before, just a piece of cardboard. I just took the motherboard box and put it under the motherboard here. But let me now talk about the issue I had in making this whole thing. The biggest issue I had was the motherboard configuration. Okay, so I did try to use 2 of these USB motherboards. I did get another one to work, right? And thank you to jkngventures.tech for sending these to me. But this first revision, I believe the B250 version 1, USB board was giving me so many issues, and it probably took me a good hour, 2 hours to really troubleshoot what was going on. And I was just pulling my hair figuring out what is going on. Is it the USB cables? Is it the risers? And ultimately what I did was I took this whole motherboard out and I put in a ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard, and it worked right away. I had no issues, and these 12 modded GPUs are A2000s are working no problem. And then just on this side, just to clarify, I have 12 stock A2000s. Now, just to show you guys the numbers here and the hash rates, okay, so this is the stock A2000 rig, and yeah, these GPUs are getting pretty hot, okay, stock. Right now I'm just in my studio here room with no ventilation, nothing really, only one window open. But so yeah, it's getting decently warm in here as I'm recording. And then here is the other A2000 rig. These are all modded A2000s, and before, okay, I was able to get 48, 50 mega hash on these cards. But in the previous video that I did of building this whole thing, at the overclocks of I think 5300 or 5400, I was able to get 48 to 49 mega hash, right? But then the temperatures were over 100 degrees Celsius on the modded A2000s. So I simply just clocked down the memory down to 2800 on all these modded A2000s, and so now we're back down to 41 mega hash, which is good for now, right? I think I'm supposed to really put these A2000s, the modded ones, back into the Octominer X12 Ultra, which I had them in before, and the temperatures were great. But since I have them in a open airframe configuration like this, as you guys can see, the heat is there's a lot of heat coming on this side, and there's also a lot of heat coming on the other side here as well, right? So this is not the ideal setup to do 24 A2000s on one rig. But the biggest thing for me to do this was because it was a fun idea, ultimately. I wanted to try it to see if I could actually get 24 A2000s on here, and I actually did. It actually works. And you guys all wanted me to do it, so I am blaming all of you for this little project that I did. This is, honestly, it was seriously a lot of work. I don't know what else to say, but it was, oh man, just getting all the USB cables, PCIe cables all in was really, oh, such a trek, man. And my fingers are killing me. Like, actually, you know what? One thing I'm trying to figure out right now is how heavy is this thing. So I'm just gonna lift off one end. Oh yeah, that's pretty heavy. Yeah, that's pretty heavy. I want to keep it like this. Like, I want to keep this whole build as is, but I think my modded A2000s are ultimately, I'm supposed to run them at like 48, 49, 50 mega hash, and it's not going to do well on this open air rig. I need to have them in a server case so that all the airflow is going to be directed in a smaller area, right? So right now the hot air is just blowing all over the place and probably cycling back in because yeah, I'm feeling all the cold air is trying to go, or hot air is cycling back into the GPUs, and yeah, just the way that this is going. But if I was living in a more colder area, then probably this rig would do just fine in a single room by itself, not with other GPUs. And I do have some ASICs here running, so that is creating a lot of heat as well. So yeah, the environment in which I'm running this, it could probably be in a better place. And for some people wondering about the power consumption, ultimately I was able to get about, the whole rig was taking about, I think, 2,000 watts, 8.4 amps at 232 volts. So you times these two together, it's about 2,000 or 2,100 watts for these 24 RTX A2000s, utilizing two 1,500 watt power supplies, two motherboards, two amp edition breakout boards, and I got 12-inch PCIe cables and also 24-inch 6-pin to 8-pin PCIe cables. But when I did that video, I did call out Mr. Veteran Miner to make me 24 of these beautiful red PCIe cables. And I'm wondering if he could do that for me so that I could cable manage them a lot better. Imagine if I had all red PCIe cables to the GP Riser's 10 capacitor, temperature reading riser. Look at this. Oh no, it's the wrong way, this way. 136 Fahrenheit. That is extremely hot in this area. This is ambient around the riser, 58 degrees Celsius. Whew, it is, yeah, when I stand here, it's hot, guys. It's really hot. I did talk about putting 120 mil fans in the front. I can do that, but I don't have any like Delta fans or anything like that, and I don't want to make this rig loud, right? That's the thing. If I'm gonna put Delta fans on here, I don't know, blowing this way or blowing into the GPUs, even though the heat is coming this way, it'd be kind of like counterintuitive. So I don't really know of a way I could cool this unless I had some sort of like an intake fan or some sort going through in the center of the GPUs, and then it's exhausting, all the heat is exhausting out this way natively from the A2000 coolers. You guys can give me your thoughts on that. So that's it, guys. That's really it. I really don't know if I'm gonna keep the rig like this. I'm gonna decide later on. Depending on what you guys say, I'm gonna get your guys' feedback of this beautiful 24 GPU mining rig, which gets over a gigahash, by the way. I think, actually, let me check right now. It used to be a gigahash until I downclocked the memory here. So it's, let's see, we're getting 492 megahash on that side, and then we're getting another 499 megahash. So, oh man, almost a gigahash. Right, if I overclock the A2000s, the modded ones, then I can get over a gigahash. But man, the temperatures are really not nice. It's getting, they're all in the red. They're all in the red. I need to either do the, I don't know, thermal pads or copper shim or something like that. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. I want to keep this video as is, just about this. It looks pretty awesome. I love it. I love this so much. You guys can let me know your thoughts about how this looks. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.